Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jefferson College, the Law Enforcement Academy graduation exercise. It's gratifying to see the number of family and friends that have come this evening to help these recruits celebrate this accomplishment and recognize what they've done. I'm Diane Stanga, the director of the Academy, and it is my honor to present to you the graduating recruits of the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy 014 day class.
Recruits, I can't. Awkward.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the posting of the colors presented by the Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy 016 ninth class color guard. Following the posting of the colors, please remain standing for the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance. For uniformed personnel this evening, you will take your commands from Lieutenant Patrick Hawkins with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
Uniform personnel, attention. Present.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem is presented by Zach Wilson, son of graduating recruit Michael Patton. Civilian personnel, please remove your hats.
Present.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Our invitation this evening is delivered by graduating recruit Matt Meyer.
Lord, I ask for courage, courage to face and conquer my own fears, courage to take me where others will not go. I ask for strength, strength of the body to protect others, strength of spirit to lead others. I ask for dedication, dedication to my job to do it well, dedication to my community to keep it safe. Give me, Lord, concern for all those who trust me, compassion for those who need me. And please, Lord, through it all, be at my side. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. As we celebrate the beginning of the law enforcement careers represented by this graduating class tonight, it is only right to take a moment to remember those in law enforcement, our brothers and sisters who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. I direct your attention to the memory table at the corner of the stage. The symbolism represented by the table will be presented by graduating class recruits Kelly Cook and Bradley O'Donnell.
Ladies and gentlemen, at events when we gather as friends and colleagues, we honor our department and friends with a continuous display of the memory table. The memory table is filled with symbolism. A lonely table for one sits unoccupied in the corner. The small table signifies the frailty of officers, often alone against their aggressors. The table is white, symbolizing the purity with which our friends served their communities. The blue skirt symbolized the loyalty each had to the law enforcement profession. Atop the table lies a single place setting with a lemon and salt served as the main course. The lemon signifies the bitter fate of the peace officer's last call. The salt represents tears of the families that had grieved their loss. An inverted wine glass illustrates how the missing cannot toast meaningful passages in their lives. The single red rose represents the blood that was shed in the sacrifice to the city, the county, or the state. The single white rose represents the families and the friends who have been left behind. A single candle, once lit, will continue to burn, reminiscent of the light and hope their lives have in our hearts. You are not forgotten so long as there is one left in whom your memory remains. This table set for one as a symbol of that memory. As Recruit O'Donnell lights the candle, we take the time to remember these members in our thoughts and prayers and throughout our careers.
Thank you. I'm pleased to have the opportunity to introduce our distinguished guest. Like most meaningful accomplishments, there are many who work behind the scenes to make a program like this and tonight possible. Please hold your applause until I've introduced all the guests on stage. Mr. Darrell Gabauer, Vice President of Finance. Lieutenant Colonel Meinberg, the 2014 President of the Junior College of Jefferson College Board of Trustees. Dr. Dina McCaffrey, Dean of Career and Technical Education. Corporal Scott Poe, Jeff County Sheriff's Office, and an Academy instructor. Lieutenant Colonel Meinberg is also one of our instructors at the Academy. Corporal Dave Finke, Jeff County Sheriff's Office, also an instructor at the Academy. Brian Taylor, Jeff County Sheriff's Office, also an instructor at the Academy. In the second row, Detective Nick Schoeneman, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, and instructor at the Academy, and tonight's keynote speaker. Lieutenant Paul Ferber, full-time faculty at the Academy. Mr. Richard Marty, retired FBI, now an adjunct instructor with the Academy. Captain Larry Cook, father of recruit Kelly Cook. Captain Dan Contarini, DeSoto Police Department. Mr. David Dews, DeSoto City Manager. Lieutenant Jeff Boots, St. Louis County Police Department. Chief John Buchanan, Beverly Hills Police Department. And Sergeant Ben Toberman. Thank you all for your time. if you would stand. It's important that you see the kind of commitment that we have to these recruits. I'd also like office specialists Mary Linderer and Jennifer Rue to please stand. The Academy relies on the energy, the vision, and the dedication that these instructors and office staff bring to the programs and to these recruits. The instructors bring the application of the skills and the reality of the hours of classroom lecture. They bring the personality to policy and become mentors, coaches, and counsel for many of the recruits during the Academy experience. Our office staff are actually the glue that keeps all of this on track. Please join me in one more round of applause for these fantastic professionals that help make tonight. Thank you. Last August, just 274 days ago, but who's counting? These recruits came together as individuals. They were bound by a common purpose and a desire to serve others. Throughout the year, they have taken on a number of roles: a class recruit, a squad member, a friend, an advocate, a role player, and a partner. During the year, all the recruits got the chance to wear the corporal stripes, to find out that although rank may sometimes have its privileges, rank also comes with unique responsibilities. A chance to find out that being the boss is not always fun, but we need leaders, so everyone got a taste of being a squad corporal. In September, just 3 weeks into the program, one recruit was elected by the class to serve as the class sergeant. The class sergeant takes on the role of the liaison between the academy classroom and the academy office. The sergeant is my first contact. The job is time-consuming and can be work-intensive. In addition to being a student and a recruit, the class sergeant is always the messenger. And I think we all know what happens to the messenger. The leader, they're the counselor, the mentor, the classmate, the coach, the enforcer. Some days are more work than others, but the final perk includes representing the class at tonight's graduation. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the 014 Day Class Sergeant, Sergeant James Sims.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start, I want to have a moment of silence for P.O. James Seibert, who lost his life in March of 2014 to a fatal car crash. Tonight I want to start off by saying thanks to all my classmates, chief, instructors, and most of all, my family. It has been a long journey. Since signing up for the Academy in August, I learned so much from each of you. Being an instructor is not easy. I know it is. I know it's hard working full-time at your department and then coming to teach us. We know you did it to see us succeed and not because of the money. A special thanks to all of the instructors we got to know very well and the things you taught us. But some of the things we will never forget: detective sides. Some, before you leave here today, I teach you how to shoot. Corporal Poe, if you can move, you can fight. If you can fight, you can win. Detective Shooterman, get your fat butt out the car. Corporal Finky, train like your buddy's life depends on it. Chief, first impressions may not be always right, but they are always made. Corporal Hammond, stand by the decisions that you make. Corporal Hoffman, we don't fight fair, ever. Lieutenant Colonel Meinberg, integrity and values are the most important things with being a cop. We can teach you everything else. So with that being said, a good cop will make you a good man, and being a good man will make you a good cop. And last but not least, Lieutenant Ferber, writing a good report will keep you out of a lot of trouble. And if you don't write it, it didn't happen. Lieutenant Ferber, I know it was tough, With us being your first class at the academy, Chief kind of threw you in the fire. I felt sorry for you with all the bad stuff you had to deal with. Thank you for putting up with all of us. To my classmates, I had a great time with all of you. We bonded quickly, didn't want to have to go all the way to DeSoto to do it, but I did. Those circle conversations we had, I would laugh in church for the rest of my life. We developed a bond that's so strong, it's unbelievable. I guess a little OC and dirty jokes can do that. For all the family that's here today, I'm pretty sure you all seen the slideshow, but that was just a politically correct. I'm gonna tell you what it should have said. Lacey, the firecracker, Mike, the old one, Kevin, the angry man, and Cook, mother, you know the rest. Andrew, RoboCop, Chris, jump drive fixer, Steven, I'm not slowing down for you, Sims. Natasha, snowball fights, Zach, Kakar, Alan, I can make it look like an accident. Dino, I'm just hurt because the modeling career didn't work out. Pal, I hope they never find those bodies. Tina, I know everything. David, you all seen David crash with the slide. His slide was very correct. Joy, he's the baby of the class. O'Donnell, come make this work. Chief, thanks for putting up with all of us. I know it was hard with being the chief of a police department, director of an academy, with 3 classes in, and at least 20 recruits in each class. We appreciate it. You always tell us you don't have a heart, but we all know you do. It may be small, pump ice water, but you have one. And to prove it, here's something from us. Thank you, Chief Scandal. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Sergeant Sims. I appreciate the time, the energy, and the commitment that you demonstrated during the year. The leadership role that the sergeant plays is often a thankless job, so tonight, let me say it for all to hear. Thank you. You did a great job. As graduation nears, the recruits get to nominate and elect a commencement speaker for their graduation. Tonight, I am honored to introduce that speaker, Detective Nick Schuneman. Detective Schuneman started his career with Johnson County Sheriff's Office in 2001 and has been with Jeff County Sheriff's Office since 2006. Detective Schuneman's career has included corrections, road patrol, bicycle patrol, CERT and SWAT operator, field training officer, and crime scene investigator. Detective Schuneman is a member of the Greater St. Louis Major Case Squad, International Association for Identification, the Jeff County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard, and the Jeff County Sheriff's Office Fire Investigation Unit. Detective Schuneman is a graduate of Central Missouri State University with a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. A highlight for the recruits was Detective Schuneman joining the class for the polar bear plunge in February, supporting the Missouri Special Olympics. And I have to say, he made quite the splash with the other 12 recruits dressed as parochial schoolgirls taking the plunge at Lake St. Louis. Like all of our instructors, Detective Schuneman taught so much, and he brings so much of his experience. He taught Missouri stat law, communications, and criminal investigation blocks. He brought expertise to the classroom and obviously had quite an impact on the 14-day class. It is my pleasure to introduce our speaker tonight, Detective Nick Schuneman.
Good evening. Those were kilts, not skirts. Guys don't wear skirts. Thank you for that introduction. Please allow me to publicly thank you for the opportunity to address this class. Thank you, Chief Skinga, for giving me the opportunity to share my knowledge and experience with those who have strived so hard to be a law enforcement professional. You have honored me more than you would know. Thank you. Graduates, you have completed the transformation from a citizen to a law enforcement officer. You are embarking on a journey that few have the integrity, the ability, or the courage to undertake. Don't throw it all away by forgetting the rules or you have learned or your sworn oath of service. Throughout your training, you have been taught what our expectations are as a law enforcement officer. These are such things as respect, compassion, honesty, courage, attention to detail, and adherence to the laws of this great state. I am confident that you have a firm grasp on these basic principles of law enforcement and implore you to never stray from them. From this point forward, until the day you die, you will be in the public's eye. You'll be subject to ridicule, speculation, and misunderstanding. For every action you take or you don't take, will be subject to extensive and intense scrutiny. It is not always about doing things right. It's about always doing the right thing. These principles are now part of your lives. So don't just be good officers, be good people. I remind you to never take action based on emotion. However, law enforcement officers are human. We're fallible, and on very rare occasions, we're wrong. You'll fight evil every day as you deal with the most awful people in this world that this world has to offer, and you will see innocent people maimed and killed as the wicked thrive and prey. You will be challenged to look at life as anything but tragedy. Don't let yourself fall into this inescapable pit and become a soulless, cynical officer. Graduates, be people of character. Seek to live a life of integrity. Earn the trust of your peers in law enforcement, your supervisors, and the community in which you serve. Us in law enforcement have a responsibility not just to carry the title, but be worthy of it. You will have a great deal of authority and discretion granted to you as an officer. Be careful that you always use them wisely and firm, but fair. Every single day you will have the ability to protect the weak and vulnerable. You will have the chance to fight evil and foster hope, and will be called upon to be courageous in all that you do. Law enforcement is a fast-moving, constantly changing profession. Keep a sense of balance in your lives by grounding yourself with family, faith, and friends. Graduates, look out at the ones that accompany you this evening, and remember the reasons you have worked so hard to place yourselves in those seats tonight. Everything you do is for them, not for you alone. As unselfish as they can possibly be, your family, friends, and loved ones have sacrificed a great deal in support of your dreams and aspirations. Do not remove them from your lives, and never, ever shut them out. Because without those people in your life, your career will consume you. If you allow this to happen, you will fail as a person, you will fail as a law enforcement officer. You do not have to share your career experiences with these blessed persons, but simply share that you are bothered by a certain type of call or incident. They will understand. This will maintain understanding between you and your loved ones and relieve the stresses that cause conflict at both work and home. This is not a career that can be faced alone, and you will be better on the job when your life is balanced off the job. This career is about helping those in danger or distress and arresting those who prey on the weak and helpless. You're the next generation of urban warriors who have joined a proud band of brothers and sisters who sacrifice themselves to serve others. You must be inquisitive, suspicious, focused, and thorough. If you are not, in our eyes, you are unfit for duty. Remember that amateurs practice until they get it right, and professionals practice until they cannot get it wrong. So welcome to the greatest profession in the world, and welcome to the family of law enforcement officers. Thank you again for allowing me to speak this evening. Be safe, good luck, and as always, don't do anything stupid.
energy that you spend to help improve our program. Some of the recruits said it best in some of their evaluations. Great instructor, made sure we learned. You can tell how much he loves his job, teaching, and how much he cares for each recruit's success. That's what made you special. They wanted to get you a little something tonight. You go with me. Thank you. And now to the real reason why we're here. There's a story behind that. They'll tell you all about that in case you don't already know, but it's probably not appropriate for me to try to express that right now. But now for the real reason we're here, the awarding of the post-Class A license and training certificates. Over the past 9 months, these recruits have successfully completed the curriculum required by the Department of Public Safety, the Post Commission, as well as the course curriculum for the Associate of Applied Science degree in Criminal Justice, for a total of just over 1,000 hours of academy training. Let that soak in for just a moment. In just over 9 months, while juggling work and family, these recruits have successfully completed the reading, the writing, the research, and the testing to complete an Associate of Applied Science degree in Criminal Justice and successfully pass their post-licensing exam with another 100% pass rate. That is remarkable. What is just as remarkable, yes. In the audience are the support systems that put up with these recruits during all the reading, the research, the writing, and the testing. You saw and lived the work that these recruits have accomplished. Although each recruit contributed to the class, there are certain individuals who have achieved special awards and class distinctions. The individual awards and class distinctions will be announced after all of the graduates have received their post-certificate. So feel free to applaud for your recruit and not worry about missing anything. And now for the shutterbugs, or the digital image managers out there in the crowd. The recruits are receiving their certificates alphabetically, crossing the stage from your right and receiving their certificates in the middle point of the stage. We encourage you to feel free to come up and take pictures, but we also ask that as soon as you're done taking your pictures, you move out of the way so the next family member can get some good photos as well. The platform will remain intact for a short time following the program if you want to come back up on the stage and get some other photos. Jefferson College Law Enforcement Academy recruits, please stand.
Tina R. Clifford. Kelly A. Cook. Her certificate tonight is presented by Captain Larry Cook of the Pacific Police Department. Natasha Lynn Goldsberry. Her certificate tonight is presented by Captain Contarini of the DeSoto Police Department. Kevin Gugliano. His certificate tonight is presented by Captain Contarini of the DeSoto Police Department. Andrew Hurt. David Krassinger. The certificate tonight is presented by Captain Contarini of the DeSoto Police Department. Lacey Lynn McLean. Her certificate tonight is presented by Lieutenant Jeff Boots of the St. Louis County Police Department. Bradley Michael O'Donnell. Christopher A. Ortega. Stephen M. Ortega. Michael L. Patson. Zachary A. Probst. Matthew L. Kyle. DeSoto Police Department. Dino Resick. Alan Rice. James Sims. His certificate tonight is presented by Chief John Buchanan of the Beverly Hills Police Department. And Joe Toberman. His certificate is presented tonight by Sergeant Ben Toberman of the Vanderbilt, Illinois Police Department.
One more time for the entire class. In addition to all the work that goes into the post and the Associate of Applied Science degree, many of the class members have distinguished themselves in a number of other areas. Our class IT, Bradley O'Donnell. Sergeant James Sims. Most community service hours. The recruits are required to do a minimum of 24 hours of community service while they're in the academy. Tonight at 60 hours and 30 minutes, Mr. Bradley O'Donnell. The recruits are required to do 16 hours, a minimum of 16 hours of ride-along hours. At 162 hours, Ms. Lacey McLean. Perfect attendance. That's Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 3:30, every day, rain or shine, or snow. Dino Redzik. Bradley O'Donnell, and Kevin Gugliani. Academic achievement, that's everyone who's received a 90% average or better for the classroom, their post-curriculum. Again, I've got a group, if you could hold your applause. Mr. James Sims, Alan Rice, Zachary Probst, Michael Patton, Lacey McLean, David Krasinger, Natasha Goldsberry, and Kelly Cook. Good job. The top academic award. During the year, the competition gets pretty intense when it comes to the post-exams and testing. One recruit receives the top academic award, apparently not in communication, with the highest of the overall post-grade point average of the year at 96.9% average, Alan Rice. Physical achievement. The recruits are tested at application, the first week of the academy, halfway through the academy, and finally prior to graduation. In between the testing, the recruits participate in fitness exercises during the academy, but all the recruits will tell you that to pass the fitness test, just like a classroom academic test, you have to study. You have to work out at home and on your own time. These recruits distinguish themselves by meeting and or exceeding the recognized standards at the final PT assessment. Dino Redzik, Zachary Probst, Stephen Ortega, Bradley O'Donnell, David Krasinger, Andrew Hurt, and Kelly Cook. Congratulations. The class definitely had a competitive spirit. Since August, collectively, the class took off just over 43 minutes off of their run time for the mile-and-a-half. Good job. The overall best physical fitness. The overall fitness award recognizes the recruits who demonstrated not only the individual workout regimen, but even more than that, demonstrated a positive attitude, encouragement, and class pride. The 014-day class overall best physical fitness award, Zachary Probst. The best overall recruit. In just about every class, in addition to the class sergeant, sergeant, there's a recruit who takes a support role and is the go-to. Admittedly, there are a number of leaders in each class. That is why we all want to be in law enforcement in the first place. But that one person who's always in the mix, encouraging, sometimes correcting, but always with the goal in mind, the success of not only the class, but of every recruit. One last time, Mr. Alan Rice. This award is named in honor of longtime primary firearms instructor Jeff Moss. This award recognizes the recruit, in addition to being a very good shot, also demonstrates the qualities that were exemplified by Agent Moss: a passion for firearms, service above self, pride, professionalism, weapon safety, and an aptitude for firearms. Voted on by the range instructors who worked with the recruits, the 014-day class recipient of the Jeff Moss Firearms Proficiency Award, Mr. Alan Rice. Congratulations. And now, if you can indulge me for just a few minutes, I promise that I'll be brief. To you, the families and the friends, the support systems, thank you. As hard as all of these recruits have worked during the year, tonight is also a reflection of your support, of your patience, and your belief in them and their desire to serve. Please know that you are as much a part of the graduate success as any of us here, and I want to thank you. To you, the graduates, you will never walk alone again. Everywhere you go, everything that you do is a reflection of this past year. Everything that you do will reflect not just on you, but the college, your instructors, the academy, and your fellow graduates. Remember, and this is getting old, first impressions are not always right, but they are always made. Be prepared to make the first impression the mark of a professional. You have learned that respect must be earned and it can quickly be lost. Live each day with the mission that at the end of the day that you will be happy with how you spent your day. Your spouse, your parents, your children will be proud of the way that you spent your day, and that your God will be proud of the way that you spent that day. Today is a present. It is the present. Don't take it for granted. Remember that character is not defined by rank or by uniform, but rather by your actions and your words. The pride is what you bring to the table. Be proud of your choices. Balance the pride that you take in your career with the pride that you take in your family, your friends, your church, and your home. It is the balance that brings comfort and healthy success in all areas of your life. As you have lived for the past year, to be good and to be okay is no longer good enough. Good and okay are no longer acceptable standards. You have chosen to raise the bar. Excellence is the standard that you have chosen to live by. Tonight, we celebrate just the first step in your new career. I congratulate you and admire your commitment, your tenacity that made tonight possible. Congratulations again. I look forward to following your careers. Proud to have the opportunity to be part of this evening and hopefully a part of your tomorrows to some small degree. I thank you for your effort and your desire to achieve. I could only supply the resources. You had to supply the effort, the energy, and the drive. Thank you and stay safe, always. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, graduate Lacey McLean for tonight's benediction.
O Lord, while I'm on my beat, may I know that you are with me and protect me as I go to guard others' lives and property. Help me ignore those who scorn and show me no respect, but be mindful of all citizens I've sworn to protect. Be with my fellow officers and guard their safety too. May I always put duty first in the work that I must do. May I not disgrace the uniform, but bring pride to the badge I wear. That I be a good peace officer, Lord, would be my only prayer. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the retiring of the colors. Once again, uniformed personnel
Order. Home. Graduates. Left. Forward. Home.
Thank you once again for your time. It means so much to the recruits to see this kind of support and appreciation of their efforts. This concludes our graduation ceremony.